Today is December 4th, 2020, and you're watching and listening to the Bush League Bros Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bush League Bros Sports Talk. I'm Brett Batchelder. That is Paul Liakis. And Paul, before we get into it today, how you doing, pal?
I am doing well, Brett. Excited for this episode. We got a fun episode for the viewers out there.
We got something a little different today.
A little interview,
bringing
little
back
guest,
somebody. Yeah,
little guest appearance. So yeah, it's exciting, man.
Yeah, how's week going? Okay, everything good with you over there in Bostonian?
Everything's good. COVID free.
Very nice. Proud of you.
Gotta do the terrible move next week though.
You are moving next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's moving is just like
the worst.
It's great. You get to move to a new place. You're
but the process
excited.
Sucks.
Yeah, like the closer you get to it, when you figure out you're actually moving, that's like a cool time. But then the week leading up to the actual move, you're like, I hate my life.
All stress. And plus you have class going on right now. What a time. Are you still going to New Hampshire or staying in Boston? What are you doing?
No, I'm moving closer to Boston, to the city. I'm I'm north of Boston right now. I will be slightly south of Boston where I'm moving to. So I'm gonna live in Southie. I'm gonna get an accent going. I'm gonna park my car.
Pack in the car. Oh yeah.
My car, not in Harvard Yard.
Wicked Fab there. Good for you.
Wicked Fab, yeah. So yeah, I mean, pretty much next time you see me, I'll just be a full Bostonian, full accent. I'll probably get an Irish man tattoo on my arm if I'm going to live in Southie.
Are you Irish?
I am Irish, yeah. But you know what I mean? Like the fighting Irish guy. That's what I'm going to get.
Oh, yeah.
It's just when you move to South Boston, that's obligatory.
You're just trying to ingratiate yourself.
You have to get that tattoo. Exactly. I'll probably get another one with just like my family name for no reason. That's a common one too. Like you just get your own name tattooed on yourself.
Kind of a douchey move, but
but I mean that's just another one that you have to do.
You're trying to adapt to the culture. I got you.
Yeah.
Are you tatted now?
I have no tats now, so
that's
what I mean. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, but I have to. Yeah.
For survival, that makes a lot of sense here.
I'm gonna join an Irish gang.
I like that. Then they can promote the podcast. We could do a lot of work with that. I like that. I mean, I'm part Irish. They'd like me, so
yeah, perfect.
It's a good idea, and it helps us with our political ventures here in 2028. So
yeah, the Irish mob help us get.
Yeah, we got to be a little corrupt anyway. If you're going to be a politician, boom roasted, and I think that's going to help us blend into how we want to start this before we get the sports talk going today.
Yes, I like this.
We've done a little conspiracy content in the past, but because of some things that we want to ask our guy who, we'll tell you who is a little later, when he comes on, I have some questions about some conspiracies or maybe a potential conspiracy going on in the sports world. But we had something really weird going on this month or this week, and I don't know if you saw it. These monoliths are appearing randomly. Yeah. We had one in Utah, one in Romania, and I think the last one was in California.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, all three within a day or two of them showing up, they look very similar. All these shiny, little columns, they've all disappeared. Mm-hmm. I know two of them have disappeared. I don't know if the one in California has disappeared yet.
I don't think so. But
I want to speculate wildly about what's going on here. We could just say these are some moron kids just trying to freak the world out. But I want to go a little more balls to the walls with this. So give me something that you think this could be. What the heck's going on out there?
So you're going to be disappointed. But at first, I'll say what I thought at first. First, of course, aliens. Aliens for sure.
Okay.
Just this is the you know what I mean? I think this is like from a movie too. I forget what movie it is, but there was like a movie.
Any alien invasion movie, and I'm sure.
Yeah, or like they put something on Earth and then like people were like, "What is this?" And the aliens did it, right? So at first time I saw it, thought for sure aliens. Unfortunately, this has been debunked.
Oh, has it? I haven't seen any debunking.
Yes. So it was actually like and the people that took it down were like hikers or like people that go out and hike on that land or like do trail stuff.
I saw one of the videos of someone taking it down. Yeah. I think the one in Utah.
And so, I mean, that's one thing. But then I saw a video of them like taking it down, and it was built with like plywood on the inside. So my hopes that it was like some secret alien titanium that we've never even seen yet kind of were squashed with that revelation that someone built it with plywood and like tinfoil.
So can I just tell you?
Yeah.
Let me spin off that. I think you're right. Okay, yeah. But I don't necessarily think that just because it's plywood and man-made material, could this just be an alien diversion? Because they've been around us. They've got Elon Musk and others like him, who are actually aliens, and they understand the culture of social media and how if we put these monoliths up that are all human-made, it's going to be viral and all this while they're looking at this. We can go to places where they don't have hikers, put our weapons up, and as you've probably seen plenty of memes about, we are entering the final chapter of 2020. This could be the final chapter of 2020. Aliens diverting our attention, which is so easy to do nowadays, to really, they're not out there on these hiking trails. Yeah, they've got one in the Amazon. Yeah. They've got a weapon in the Amazon. We already know, we've seen Transformers 2. We already know there's a weapon the aliens put in the pyramids.
Yeah.
Something going on here. And on the surface, we're just getting fooled with this plywood and this fake student-looking monolithic stuff that's going on in Utah, California, and Romania.
Okay. I could see that. I would be more convinced. So what would have convinced me is if like 12 of these popped up like overnight in all different parts of the world. That would be crazy. And I feel like
they could have. They might just not be in places that we're aware of.
Yet.
That's what I'm saying. They're putting them where they know they're going to get found, so it goes viral. And the real, like, what the hell's that column going to do? I don't understand any alien jibber jabber technology, but what the hell's that little monolith going to do? They're putting real weapons with real capabilities where we can't find them.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, unfortunately, I don't think this was aliens, but it could be a distraction. You're diversion. Right. And who knows? Have you considered, I was thinking about this the other day. Remember 2012 that the world was supposed to end? It was December 21st, 2012, right? The world was supposed to end?
Yep. On the Mayan calendar or whatever, yeah.
What, have you considered maybe they were like 8 years off and they're just like, you know what I mean? They were guessing like 2,000 years in advance. It's kind of hard to get possible. Exact, dude.
Or maybe they just flipped the 1 and the 2. Maybe it was really 2021 and everything that's going to happen is leading up to the end in 2021.
It's a good, that could be it too. Yeah. I could see that the world.
I don't know how great the Mayans were at predicting things, so they could be off.
Yeah. They just had their numbers backwards.
Yeah. It's possible.
Yeah. Good. Just food for thought.
Food for thought. I got another one here that I actually did not know about, right? And I don't know if you knew about this one. So Mount Rushmore, right? And I'm sure we've all seen National Treasure 2 and thinking there's a city of gold in Mount Rushmore. That's not what I'm talking about here. Apparently, and I got this from the Insider, apparently the sculptor of the main sculptor of Mount Rushmore, Gutzon Berglund, I hope I pronounced that right. I mean, have a more readable name, buddy, and I'll get it right. But there's this 18-foot door, and if you've ever been to Mount Rushmore, I have not, please feel free to tell me if you've seen this door. It's behind the head of Abe. This 18-foot door that leads into a 74-foot long by 30-foot high room that when the purpose of this room was built by Borglum to store prized American possessions, it's zoned off to the public from what the Insider was saying. You can see the door, but you can't go in. What's inside?
I mean, probably gold. Probably.
Do you think they're actually storing possessions in there, or is there something?
Yeah, dude. Probably. Yeah, probably. Marilyn Monroe's dress from like the Oval Office, dude. Stuff like that. Or
Marilyn Monroe.
Huh?
Could she still be among us?
Yeah. And I mean, Probably a lot of gold. Probably like the original Declaration of Independence, the one that they show you is probably just a fake.
Oh, so you're saying I can't go steal
Basically,
the Declaration of Independence. You're telling me National Treasure is just a joke.
The plot of I'm saying the plot of National Treasure is real. There's a real map on the back of it. And yeah, the Illuminati is keeping, I don't know. Yeah.
Do you think the Illuminati has the treasure? Or is the Freemasons just now the Illuminati rebranded for the 21st century?
I think the Illuminati and the Freemasons are two different things. Okay. But I might be wrong.
They are supposed to be, but I'm, just telling you. We only know what they want us to know. They could have merged or
exactly.
changed.
I mean, I don't know what they keep in there. I'm sure it's really important stuff. But yeah, I guess we'll never know unless you have like top security clearance.
Oh, we're gonna know
who gets to go in there. Then that will be my question.
Dude, we're gonna find out by January, by the swearing in of Biden, because the orange guy, he's gonna go a little crazy and he's just gonna start spilling secrets that he knows. He's got that book with all the alien stuff. We're gonna learn a lot. I'm ready.
I feel like if anyone, they probably were like, all right, like this guy, let's keep this on the DL.
Oh, absolutely not.
He doesn't really need to know about the aliens. Yeah.
He doesn't need. What were you talking? He's probably one of them.
Are we going to go to lizard people conspiracies? Is that where?
We can talk about lizard people. Are lizard people real? Where do they come from?
Let's save that one. Hillary Clinton, lizard people?
Oh, if there is a lizard person, Hillary Clinton is a lizard person. That is not a human being.
Those are my favorite, though. Those are my, favorite, out there conspiracy. Like, there's people that, legitimately believe that
there are
human beings are. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's human beings here now that are aliens.
So I'm saying Elon Musk is not a human being. I have
zero. So in that case, would someone have mistaken them over time as like a lizard person? Because if you saw a human take off their skin,
you think the lizard people are just aliens and they didn't know what aliens look
like?
Yeah,
of course. They're not actual lizards. I mean, that's just, that's what someone saw one of them take off their skin and they were green underneath and they're like, oh my God, they're a lizard.
It's a lizard person. I like that.
Yeah. So you're going to tell me that aliens are already here in the form of other people? Yeah. I believe that.
100%. Yeah. Have you seen Men in Black? It just checks out. The whole thing checks out.
Exactly.
So I've got one more that I want to go over here. And then I know you might have some that you want to talk about.
Yes.
I talked about this the last time we talked about conspiracy theories, but my buddy during Thanksgiving or right before Thanksgiving sent me this meme that had me thinking. I talked about how there's this theory that people actually believe all birds are dead and they're just drones for the government, which is hilarious. Doesn't make any sense. If birds are drones, what the hell did we just eat on Thanksgiving as far as our turkeys?
That's a good point.
Do we just are you telling me Butterball and all these other turkey brands are just in on this conspiracy and they're making this fake impossible meat and they have been for years and that's what I've been snacking on?
Yeah, it's artificial meat. It's not real meat. Yeah,
that's quite frustrating.
And I want my money birds back in the lab, and that's what you've been eating. Yeah,
if that's the case, then I've got some real qualms. Delicious beverage, Body Armor. I'll absolutely sell out to you. If we get a sponsor.
Body Armor sponsor,
bro. I'm trying to hydrate so bad right now.
I'm drinking a Purple Haze Bang.
Bang! Also, what is that? An energy drink?
It is. Yes. Anyways. So,
what do you got?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about the bird robot conspiracy. I'm a little out on.
I think we just debunked on. Well, I've always been out on. I just think it's a hilarious thing that people actually believe this.
All right, so I have two. Sometimes. I have two that I brought up. One,
right, what do we got?
Is have you ever heard of HAARP? You know what HAARP is?
I feel like I've heard of HAARP.
HAARP, high frequency active auroral research. So, it's an interesting one. They have this place in Alaska that supposedly
I know where you're going with this.
Studies, I assume, auroral research. It studies the Northern Lights, I think.
Okay.
Or the frequencies of the atmosphere, whatever it may be. But a lot of people including possibly myself, believe that they control the weather with this device they have up there in Alaska.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were. Where I thought you were going. Yeah. Oh, I absolutely believe that we could control the weather. Have you seen the movie Geostorm? Come on, guys.
Well, we can make rain clouds, which apparently I don't know. We can like cloud seed. That's like real things.
I'm sure we can.
What I don't understand is we can do that. How come when like half of California is on fire, we don't do that? Yeah.
Because that's what they want. Are you kidding me? Like, this is how they control us.
They want California.
Oh, we're all dying because of this, that, and the other. And I'm not an anti-climate changer before you start going there.
No,
but,
yeah.
Geostorm, this is what Hollywood does. They know, they're in with Illuminati. They know what we can and can't do. And they're just throwing it in our faces. Florida, you got some hurricanes coming, pal. We can absolutely get rid of them, but we want these insurance. We want all this stuff. This is how we build our infrastructure by y'all suffering. This is how we keep you down. And it's a giant conspiracy, and I'm all in on that. That's not where I thought you were going. I thought you were going with. I read while I was doing some research on conspiracies. I didn't have it in this one that there was this thing in Alaska where they actually work on mind controlling human beings. I thought that's where you were going. So it sounds like there could be a lot going on in Alaska.
Oh, I mean, think how big it is. I'm sure there's all these underground bases we don't even know about in Alaska.
Yeah, isn't it dark like 6 months of the year over there? Yeah. Who the hell knows what's
going on? Great cover, dude. Great cover.
Some geniuses out there.
Yeah, so if you dig into this, they said that this is why hurricanes are getting worse. They're controlling the weather to make hurricanes worse. Can't say like I believe that for a fact, but I don't know. Maybe we need to get a weatherman on the show to discuss.
They're in on it.
Is controlling the weather?
No, I believe they're in on it. No way. Don't trust the Weather Channel. I mean, trust the Weather Channel. If there's a hurricane coming, get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
But
who's that guy? Who's that guy?
I can't remember. They always stick him out there.
Yeah,
I should know his name, but I just feel like I think people would believe that Floridians know his. I'm sure a lot of them do.
Everyone knows.
But I feel like all we do is wait for what level is it going to be, and then once we realize if it's a 3 or higher, then maybe we'll start focusing on the path.
Well, the joke is
watch the Weather Channel a whole lot.
If that guy comes to where you live, you got to evacuate.
No, he comes to us 3-4 times a year. If he goes anywhere else, like Louisiana, Houston, these places that probably shouldn't have built cities where they did based on sea level. If he goes there, y'all are, you're doomed. But Florida, we're just like, he's there. He is again. We get past him, and then here comes Thanksgiving and Christmas. All
right, next one I got
another one.
Bigfoot.
What about him? Real?
Is it real?
Yeah, sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Like, why would there not be?
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same Bigfoot, but why would I not believe that there's, a species that hasn't fully evolved from ape to human out there somewhere?
But do you think if Bigfoot was real, that we would have not found it by now? We definitely would have found it. Someone would have.
How do we not know the government hasn't already gotten them and they're?
You think the government scooped them all up?
It's possible.
Yeah. I remember I watched a show one time that said maybe Bigfoots are actually aliens and that's why we can't find them.
Also possible.
Because they come in and they do whatever they do out in the woods and then they're out. They get in the spaceship and they're out.
It's
maybe that's possible. What aliens look like. Yeah.
We have no idea what aliens look like.
I think for sure, whatever Bigfoot is, that species did exist at one point. That's why, all these people report seeing it, right? But
there's plenty of lunatics out there that are either lying for attention or just psyched out of their minds. I'm not in on those people, but I'll tell you, I'm not a big Bigfoot guy. Like, I like to think he's real just because, it's cool if there's a Bigfoot, but
yeah.
Between Bigfoot and Loch Ness, I want the Nessie. I want that guy to be real a lot more than I want a freaking dinosaur. I would much rather have a dinosaur living than we've got gorillas and we've got chimps and we've got plenty of types of monkeys and.
True.
I don't know. I can see Chewbacca on Star Wars anytime I want. He kind of looks like Bigfoot, and I get my fix there.
Okay.
A real live dinosaur, that's something special in my opinion.
Fair enough. All right.
Plus, dinosaurs pretty dumb. They're not gonna kill me an ape,
Right.
Seems pretty smart.
All right.
Anything else?
You want to move on to some
we
NBA
can
talk here?
Yeah, we gotta speed it up here because we got a guest coming on here real soon. Ooh. So NBA news. I did not think we were gonna have any NBA news on this episode, but the last couple of days, the Lakers, no surprise here, they locked down Braun and AD. AD signed a 5-year max for $190 million. And Braun signed 2 years for $85 million. That's a pretty damn good payday, if I do say so myself.
Right.
Any surprise here?
The AD deal was a little surprising to me. I mean, you knew he was gonna re-sign, obviously, after they won the title, but
what was surprising?
That he signed for as long as he did.
Okay.
I'd have to look. Is that 5th year a player option?
I believe so.
It probably is. Yeah,
I believe so. They normally are on max deals.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just there was talk that he could possibly leave LA at some point. I never really thought it was valid.
He's an LA hometown guy. I didn't see that happening.
No, he's from Chicago. That's where they thought.
Was he?
Yeah, he's
they always talked about him going home to the Lakers, or maybe that was his favorite team growing up. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on that. But anyways, yeah, there was talk that he could potentially end up in Chicago.
Why the hell are you going to Chicago?
Why would he want to go play with the Bulls? Yeah, it was crazy to me. They're just a hot mess now. But
yeah,
I think that was a little shocking. I'm not shocked to see LeBron 2 years, $85 million. I mean,
Chicago, doesn't that just make you respect Jordan even more? How inept that franchise has been without him. And even watching The Last Dance, seeing how clownish these guys were, in the front office and the ownership. I mean,
no, yeah, they've had a few good years with Derrick Rose there, but that's about it since Jordan left. You're right. I mean, they've kind of been a joke.
Blind nut finds a squirrel every once in a while.
So yeah. And they did all right when Jimmy Butler was there too. They competed.
That was kind of the same era.
Yeah,
but that's Jimmy Buckets, baby.
And I mean, I think this just assures that the Lakers will be right there in the hunt to win the NBA title over the next 2 years at minimum, right?
Yeah, I have never needed Golden State to get back to relevancy more than I do right now because I don't think anybody's beaten the Lakers this year unless, injuries or someone steps up in a big way. Maybe Luka just turns into God with a basketball.
Yeah.
But Lakers got to have it this year.
Yeah. I think, the Lakers got to be the favorites going in unless LeBron finally breaks down unless something crazy.
If he or AD gets hurt, then they're not the favorites. But if they stay healthy,
which could easily happen. Either one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want it to. I want them to get beat healthy, but
yeah, no, yeah, exactly. So you got to think that they're going to run the NBA until either
Golden State gets back, or
I don't know if
one of these young guys come in.
At this point, yeah, I think the only hope for any other team to win is if Giannis goes to the Mavericks or the.
Not a big Giannis. I don't know. He is pretty pissed that Bogdanovich trade didn't go through, so he might not stay. But we already know he's coming to. We already know it.
No way.
We already know what's happening. Yeah. The guys that drafted him are in Orlando. That's where he's going.
Yeah.
But that news hasn't dropped yet. The other big news, I was going to put the Boogie Cousins going to Houston deal, but until he can stay healthy, I don't know if that means anything. No, but something else happened in Houston, and I don't like this trade at all. Doesn't make any sense to me. No, I don't like it for either team. Mm-hmm. Houston trades Russell Westbrook to the Washington Wizards to reunite him with his OKC coach, Scott Brooks, for John Wall and a first-round pick. And if this doesn't tell you that Westbrook's contract was basically untradeable, I don't think that's equal value at all. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't like it for Houston. And I don't like Westbrook and Bradley Beal together. That they both need the ball. And same with John Wall and freaking Harden.
I think Bradley Beal can play off Westbrook better than Harden did for sure. I think that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's a better match.
I agree with
that's a better
that.
duo than him and
Harden
per se. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. John Wall, who knows if he can even stay healthy too, right? He hasn't even played. He hasn't played a full season since like
long time,
2017, something like that. Yeah. So who knows if he'll, even stay healthy. I'm not even sure that there's still a lot of talks that Harden could be on the move too. So I don't know that.
Well, they said management this week said that they're going to try to stick it out, see if him, Wall, and Boogie DeMarcus Cousins can do something. I just don't.
Yeah, that's what they say, though. I wouldn't be surprised if you seen him move. I think this is, they threw in a first-round pick with this. This could kind of be like, they got John Wall. I mean, if they end up keeping Harden, great. I mean, the thing is it's not like this is a move that was meant to keep Harden there if he wants out, which he said. Even though, yeah, there's stuff flying around that like the three of them want to play together, but you're not going to compete for NBA title with that team. Like that's obvious. I don't get why you do that. I think their best bet is to try and trade Harden too, and then you at least have John Wall and Cousins, and like you can at least, if we do get fans this year, you can at least. Sell tickets still probably, but then you trade Harden.
They'll watch them. They'll be good in the regular season. That's how they are every year.
Yeah, exactly. They'll make the playoffs. It's not that. It's just
like Kobe said, James Harden is a regular season player. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they ain't going anywhere in the playoffs with that team. So I think that we still will probably see. I think we're going to see Harden on the move before the season starts.
I hope so. Give us more to talk about.
Probably Philly. Sure. I think either Philly or Brooklyn, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll want to trade with Philly because Daryl Morey went there. He left the Rockets to go there. So, I mean, you would think like he might be a suitor or someone that would – obviously, he was –
I don't like him in Philly. I don't know. James Harden's a hard guy to move around. I don't really like James Harden I know he's great, but I don't like him as a fit for a lot of teams to win.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the kind of player he is.
Yeah, he has the potential to just ruin your offense. That's for sure. Yeah, and just – I mean, he could put up 40 a game, but I don't know. Is Joel Embiid going to be happy playing with him? I mean,
nope.
I mean, it's a better matchup than him having a big guy, and then Harden is a better like duo than Westbrook and Harden. That's for sure.
For playoff purposes, I agree. I just don't.
But I like the move for the Wizards. I think.
Does it help them any either? I just don't.
I mean, they can't get any worse, so I wouldn't think
that's fair. I mean, they'll probably make the playoffs, but they're not gonna.
Yeah.
The East is going to be even better next year if the Nets can stay healthy and Giannis. Mm-hmm. I think they got a little better, not a lot better, but Miami will be better because they'll be older and more experienced. So I don't know.
I mean, I like it. Like I like when guys go. Like Westbrook's been in the Western Conference his whole career. I like, maybe he comes to the Eastern Conference and does some.
That's right. He hasn't been in the East yet.
You never know. Fair. Yeah. So
we'll see. Fair. Let's go over to the NFL now, shall we? We're just going to do some quick picks. We kind of got this has been a weird week. I actually got to check to see if my fantasy waiver wire pickups went through here in a second. That's very important.
Finally had
that Baltimore Steelers game finally happened. Steelers barely won without Lamar Jackson. RG3 looked like trash.
Yeah.
But we're not really here to talk about that. We're just going to get through our quick picks. That way we can get our guest man on the show here pretty quickly.
All right, let's do it.
So let's start with our homers. I'll start. We're playing the Ravens, Cowboys-Ravens in Baltimore. Ravens 7.5-point favorites. If Lamar Jackson is playing and the running backs are there, give me Baltimore and the points. Please and thank you. That's all I got to say about that.
All right. Fair enough.
I'm not going to break that down.
Pats and Chargers, even
odds, baby. That's weird.
Even odds. You don't see that very often, but I'm going to have to go with my Patriots money line, dude. It's not over till it's over, dude. 6-6 after this week, right? We're
typically
5-6 right now.
Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks. I mean, that's a good take. I mean,
yeah. No, I like it. Yeah, I mean, we just got to win every game from here on out.
We're not gonna do the Patriots pedestal right here. I don't want to hear about we're gonna make our run. Nobody gives a shit. All right, we all hate you. All right, we all hate your team. Everybody, the whole world. Give me your lock of the week.
Lock of the week. I got, and this is like a biased line because this line must have moved because of Atlanta's win last week. But I got the Saints -3 over Atlanta. That line should be much higher than that.
Well, Taysom Hill, I think Taysom Hill's still playing, so that's the wild card with it.
Even still, I think that's a 7 to 10 point game minimum.
I like it. Yeah. I like that pick
because the Saints playing good defense. I just think I don't see that game being that close. Yeah, so
mine's pretty low rent, pretty easy. Vegas is 8.5 point favorites at the Jets. Jets are trying to lose. That's the only reason they have Adam Gase still around. I know Vegas dropped the ball, so they're going to come out pretty pissed off.
Yeah.
8.5 points, normally a lot. Against the Jets, it is not.
Yeah. I was going to take that game, and then I saw that you took it. I'm kind of at the point, I'm like, why haven't I just taken whoever's playing the Jets as my lock?
Well, the Jets have been covering a lot more lately than they should be, but
I could have just won money line, yeah.
This seems like a no-brainer. What's your upset of the week?
Upset of the week? I like this spread seemed too good not to jump on. Bengals plus 11.5 over the Dolphins. So I'm gonna take the Bengals with the points in that game.
Even without Joey B.
Yeah, even without him. I just think it doesn't look like Tua's gonna play. So yeah,
that just means Fitzmagic's gonna make it rain, baby. Come on.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty
much. So you're thinking that Miami or the Bengals are gonna cover.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and mine, I'm taking your Cardinals here. This line didn't make any sense to me. The Cardinals are at home, and they're 2.5 point dogs to the Rams. Rams have been playing good. Not like none of their wins. I haven't watched a Rams game all year, and God, they play great.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of up and down, kind of like the Bucs are. They'll win games they're not supposed to, lose games they're supposed to. Supposed to win, all that jazz. Cardinals, they've lost 2 in a row now.
Yeah.
I can't even use English. Your Hail Murray, it's gonna happen. Cardinals plus 2.5. I'm taking them to win outright. Give me the Cardinals in an upset at home against LA. Bada bing, bada boom. We're done with this thing.
All right. Well, we have a guest that will be joining the show momentarily. I just sent the link on out to him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back.
We'll be right back.
Bush League Bros coming back for an interview.
All right. All right, everybody, and we have a special guest for you today here on Bush League Bros, Mr. Micheal Fabian, freelancer for Fox Sports. Thank you so much for joining the show. Very excited to talk some Big Ten football with you. Also,
I'm just really glad he's not here to taunt me about the Cowboys like he was last time. If you taunt me, that's fine, but I'm really glad this isn't an all-out assault.
Yeah,
like
we had a scheduled guest appearance.
That's only because we don't play you twice. So
I mean, it's fair. I got nothing to say.
Thank you so much for coming on, Mike. Looking great. Everyone, Mike has his own podcast out right now, Snapbacks and Bowties, correct?
Yes, sir. That's just starting up. That's focused mainly on NFL, college football. I'm a big football guy. Mixed in with some other stuff. Obviously I get a little bit on my rants and talk about some things that I probably should stray away from, but
it's beautiful. Well, I'm gonna try to get you wound up here early. And we started the show knowing that this question was coming. We did a little conspiracy theory talk, and I want to know what the heck's going on with the Big Ten. Specifically, is Michigan trying to screw you guys over by potentially not playing you guys next week and kicking you out of possibly a college football playoff opportunity?
So as far as a conspiracy theory, usually conspiracy theories would have no truth bearing to them.
There we go. Let's go.
So I don't, earlier this week, the Michigan parents of all the athletes and on the football team, they all met with the Michigan brass, the bigwigs, the suit and ties of the university. And they voiced their displeasure. They wanted nothing to do. They want nothing to do with Ohio State. There's no point because cases are rising in Ann Arbor. Mm-hmm. So you see what's going on now. They're using the Maryland game. That's going to be the crutch. And then, of course, the Big Ten's ruling. You have 21 days out. You're done. So Michigan's probably not going to be able to fill the team with the outbreak that they're going to report. Mm-hmm. With that being said, do I think they purposely – I can't – Jim Harbaugh seems like too much of a competitor, even though I strongly dislike him and I think he's the most overrated coach, but he is a competitor.
I agree with that.
To go out there and say we're not playing because we're afraid to get beat.
Yeah.
Do I think that the big wigs are going to force it upon him? Possibly. Do you think yes?
Do you think if he avoids a blowout from Ohio State, because Michigan stinks this year, even when they're good, they lose to Ohio State. They stink. Do you think avoiding a blowout could be him trying to save his job for next year?
He's done. He's on his way to. Yeah, he's going to the Lions. No college coach ever goes into their final year of a contract because on the recruiting trail, you're going to get butchered to shreds from absolutely every other college coach. Yeah. They're going to tear you apart because they're going to give you the uncertainty that's going on. You looked at what they did with Urban Meyer and the scandal that was going on and the little bit of rumors that were going on. You had Dabo Sweeney going out and saying that, the uncertainty of Urban Meyer staying at Ohio State, it would be too easy to recruit against Michigan in a fallen program and a coach in their final year, no matter what his resume is. So I think he's going to go right over to Detroit, right down the street.
I don't hate that.
Be the next coach of the Lions.
I don't hate that. So if this game with Ohio State, if Michigan cancels this game on you guys and you don't play, and you potentially, it looks like you guys are set to play Michigan State. Michigan State didn't cancel the game this week, correct?
Yes.
So if that's the last game you guys play, do you think your Ohio State Buckeyes deserve to be in the college football playoffs without playing a full schedule?
That's iffy because I don't think that's going to end up being the case. I don't think that's going to be the evaluation that we're going to have. Obviously, if we go off of the eye test, we know that the top four teams are clear cut. It's Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Alabama, and Clemson. My fault. And the rest, usually your fall off from college football happens around the top 15. This year it happens around the top 4. They're clear cut better. But of course, the committee likes to have their resume and the criteria that they change year in and year out. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put them in. I wouldn't be surprised if they kept them out. What I ultimately think is going to end up happening if the Michigan game gets close, and if I was a Big Ten official, what I would be looking at is taking a little piece of what the ACC did and scratching the season for the people that are irrelevant and not able to compete further. And try and go into like a bubble atmosphere, maybe in Indianapolis with Northwestern, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Ohio State. That would, one, showcase the Big Ten and allow a Big Ten team to get into the playoff without any type of discussion. You give them a 4-team tournament and then tell them to go play. There's going to be a lot of resume building with that.
Yeah, I like this idea a lot.
I do because, you might as well think about it. If the schedule gets altered to the point where Michigan canceled, Fox executives are already pissed off at the fact that that's going to happen. They voiced their displeasure with that. So to appease everybody, because you'll be managing the COVID, you'll be adhering to the committee and their rules and the resume building and the eye test, and you bubble them up. You're preserving the COVID outbreak. You're doing everything that you can to protect the player. It's a win situation across the board for everybody. If I was a Big Ten official, that's what the first thing I'd be saying in a meeting.
Good point.
That's genius.
Yeah. And because we had talked about this last episode, whether they should expand the playoff for this season because of everything that's going on with COVID, and almost do kind of what you're saying, have 2 separate bubbles, like have 4 teams in one bubble, 4 teams in another, and then give it like 2 weeks after and then play the national championship game somewhere.
I think we're truthfully going to be seeing bubbles across the board. I mean, the NFL is more than likely going to end up moving to a bubble. And I wouldn't be surprised if they take the Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, AFC and Jacksonville, the NFC in a bubble in Tampa, and then meet up in the Super Bowl. And I think that would be great. Obviously, I'm biased because I'm in Florida. That would be great.
Hey, amen, buddy.
Great
Amen.
for the state. And I know a company that would have the rights to that, and somebody that lives in Florida.
There you go.
I like that selfishness. Let's go.
But I think it's also a smart play coming into the playoffs, especially with everybody, what's going on with the colder months. You don't want people coming to Cleveland in that cold on the lake. No.
Yeah.
I mean, no one wants to go to Cleveland anyway. It's no big deal.
It does seem like we're destined for that. Yeah, any of these playoffs that are going to occur, you're almost going to have to go into a bubble here. But it's unfortunate. Hopefully we can speed along some vaccine with that soon. But I guess our next topic would be, sticking with college and NFL, kind of combining both. NFL draft prospects. Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence, is it closer than we think with those two? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason I wanted to put this one in here is I saw your Facebook post about it, and it kind of – I was like, right when I saw you post it, I texted Paul. I was like, dude, maybe I get Mike on the show to talk about this. What is it? Because I haven't watched – you've clearly watched more Ohio State games than I have. For me and everybody else who has seen plenty of Trevor Lawrence, what is it about Justin Fields that we're missing that we're not talking about?
It's if you've been following Justin Fields from last year, obviously, because we got a small sample size in 2018 and a small sample size so far. Sure. It's his progression and the accuracy, the way that he's able to hit his targets on the short field, and his vision. Mm-hmm. He's elusive. The only issue that I have with him is sometimes he holds onto the ball too long, but that will come with time, obviously. I like him over Trevor Lawrence because I like his body build and I like his athleticism. That's what drives me towards Justin Fields. I think the NFL is going into a new era where mobile athletic quarterbacks are going to be crucial. If Cam Newton was 5-6 years younger or whatever when he first came into the league and he got Bill Belichick, I think we would be talking about completely different things right now. And obviously Paul would be much happier.
Yeah,
but
sure. Yeah.
With Trevor Lawrence, you're not gonna miss on either one of these prospects. Trevor Lawrence looks the perfect fit for an NFL quarterback. The size, the arm strength, he has a cannon. Mm-hmm. They both have incredible arms, amazing accuracy. It's just where you want and what you want. For instance, I think Trevor Lawrence would fit in great with the Jets depending on who they get. Because I think they're going to let go of Adam Gase and move on. Depending on who their coach is. Trevor Lawrence is a New York face. He has the face that's built for the media out there. He has the personality and the attitude to be able to handle the media, it seems like. He's a little bit mature beyond his age. Yeah. Justin Fields, I think that he would be a star in Dallas. And I know that would make you excited.
No.
I think he'd be a star.
I'm a Dak daddy, baby. So
you got to understand, though, with Jerry Jones, why would I want to pay more now for Dak when I'm in the prime place to get a prime talent at quarterback and not pay them a dime on a rookie contract and you get to keep. There's no parting ways with Amari Cooper in this season.
I understand the money makes sense, but come on, don't. There's a reason I didn't have any Cowboy topics on these questions for you. Don't you think Jacksonville would be a great fit for
No. I think the jerseys would look good on him, honestly. Yes, the jerseys would look good. But for what he has been accustomed to, he's worked with athletes and skill position players that are 5-star athletes across the board at Ohio State. I think that he would be able to spread the ball out perfectly to Amari Cooper and the future star CeeDee Lamb. And Michael Gallup isn't bad either. Yeah. So I like Justin Fields in Dallas a lot, and I love the money aspect way more than that. So I think you got two prime candidates no matter what, and you're not going to miss.
I do like Justin Fields, but I love Dak. It's my guy. But it does make sense. What do you think about – we've talked a little bit about COVID. You know, we started that with Michigan potentially screwing you guys over on purpose. NFL this week has also had a really weird week. I don't know if you saw Roger Goodell's interview during the finally played Pittsburgh versus Baltimore game. Felt very political to me. I don't think he answered the question on why they got their games pushed back in Denver had to play without a quarterback because that was a wide receiver play. It was wild to watch. But how do you think the NCAA versus the NFL have handled this pandemic?
Both have handled it absolutely atrociously. They had so many months to prepare for it, and they still botched it. The NFL has definitely done a better job because there hasn't been a cancellation yet. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
The reason why Denver got punished was because they had a meeting. Obviously, most NFL quarterback rooms, when you're in there, you have one quarterback that sits outside and zooms in rather than sits inside the meeting. Denver violated protocol or not even just common sense, had all the quarterbacks in one meeting, and that's when the COVID outbreak happened because none of them were wearing masks, and supposedly that's how it went. I'm hoping still that they punish Baltimore like they did to the Tennessee Titans. They did, I think, a $35,000 fine or somewhere along that line or somewhere up there, and they lost a draft pick for their massive outbreak. I'm curious as to see what would happen with Baltimore with their astronomical that team. What made me more upset than the interview with Roger Goodell, because like you said, it felt generic, it felt PR'd, it didn't feel really
didn't answer anything. Yeah, he didn't say anything.
But that's how it goes. We all know how they do it. They tiptoe around the questions. But what made me more upset was the fact that they were able to contest with Pittsburgh. That was a JV team out there, completely depleted. And the same thing with Broncos. Why would you want to put a product out on the field that's on television? That's your product. Allow that to happen. I don't understand. So as far as who's done a better job, obviously it's going to be clear-cut the NFL.
Do you think, given that, what is your opinion? Do you think that whoever wins either, like the championship in either sport, do you think that there's a big fat asterisk on both of these seasons? Like a lot of people said that about the NBA bubble playoffs, but I think the way it ended up going, where they were able to get the whole playoffs in no cases, right? Like they played the whole playoffs. I mean, you can argue that there was definitely an effect from the bubble, but I mean, the Lakers won the championship. But do you think that the NFL playoffs were headed towards some sort of asterisk season, or where if one team gets COVID, like you said, I mean, maybe not if they go to a bubble, but what is your thoughts on that, man?
In appreciation of the sport, I'm gonna say that I love the championships, and I did, like, for basketball, I love the World Series. You know what I mean? But there's going to be an asterisk next to every single championship that is won this year for all sports, because there's so many different things that you have to factor in, especially look at the injuries in the NFL in the early part of the year. Was that due to the preseason being shortened? Was that due to less interactions physically and more Zoom meetings? So there's always going to be so many different questions of this team. Were they up to the standard or the level that they should have been? So truthfully, I agree. I definitely agree. Especially look at what's going on with college football. You're going to have a team. You're going to have a team. If the Big Ten, which a lot of people believe, if they don't get anything done as far as filling in games, they're going to shorten the game minimum or the maximum or the minimum amount of games that you have to play for the Big Ten championship. And ultimately, they're going to put Ohio State in because Ohio State's Ohio State. They're going to protect their baby. And if Ohio State gets into the playoffs, they're going to play 5 games compared to Clemson's 9-10 games.
No, you're right.
Say they win. You have Clemson fans, Alabama fans, Notre Dame fans saying, well, they were way more in shape and they were way less beat up because they only played 5 games.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, don't worry about Alabama. Florida will be taking care of them in the SEC championship game, so we'll be kicking them out. But do you think – I do have one question. Oh, go ahead.
Hold on, one more thing. Just to caveat off that. So just so we're clear, so if the Cleveland Browns do win the Super Bowl, it doesn't really count, though, right?
Listen, every single – Ron still got that title next to his name, but there's always going to be that. That's it.
That's fair. That's fair, right there.
I just had to mess with you a little bit. Yeah, no.
Oh, we're going to talk about his Browns here real soon. But I didn't want to. Since you brought back up the playoff situation, Notre Dame and Clemson are going to have to play again for this ACC title because in this weird year, Notre Dame is in the ACC, which I like. Do you think with Trevor Lawrence, Notre Dame has a shot to repeat and beat him again and potentially knock them out of the playoffs?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, I think Dabo's going to get him the second time around, and that's why I ultimately have so much faith in the fact that it's going to be Ohio State, Notre Dame, Alabama, and Clemson, because I think they're going to split the 1-1. Yeah.
Florida.
I like Kyle Trask. He's really good, but I can't.
Our defense stinks. It's it is what it is.
But the defense, now that you brought it up, the defense has been horrible in all football everywhere.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong.
But yeah, no, I think Trevor Lawrence and I think Dabo and Clemson, they get them in the neutral field and different time, and they barely got by him with the backup, and I understand that.
2 OTs, yeah.
So this kid is, you're talking about a guy that might not be drafted or play in the NFL compared to a guy that is going to probably go number 1 overall. It's going to be different.
And have the Jets ruin his career. Boom, got him. All right, you want to switch over to the NFL now there, Paul?
Yeah, I got the tie on for you guys because I'm going to talk my trash.
Yeah. Okay, right, well, who do you think has been the biggest surprise in the NFL so far?
Us. Easily.
I knew that was going to be his answer.
It's going to be the AFC East. It's going to be the Miami Dolphins. The Buffalo Bills even, too, you could throw in the mix. I wrote that because I saw that you guys got me this question. These stats amaze me because they are not top 10 in offense or defense. Mm-hmm. They're not even close.
The Bills?
The Dolphins.
Oh,
they're not top 10 in what they've done. But they're 5th in turnovers, 2nd in points against. Only Pittsburgh is above them. Mm-hmm. They're 11th in the red zone defense. So what amazes me is they're not allowing big plays because how are they 2nd in points against and 11th in the red zone? It doesn't make sense to me. But the biggest thing that has made me so happy, and Paul will appreciate this because he's a big Belichick guy, and this is what Brian Flores has incorporated in Miami. Mm-hmm. They're the third least penalized team in the NFL, and their defense is all under the age of 30 years old. Mm-hmm. So they're young. Mm-hmm. So they are the biggest surprise. Their dominance, and they're legitimate contenders. Yeah. They are one of those teams like the Titans last year that could get in and sneak around and beat some teams because of how good their defense is. Mm-hmm. So
who should be starting for the Dolphins right now, assuming everybody's healthy?
If everybody's 100% healthy, I like the way that Tua plays. Okay. I love Tua. I love Tua's emotion. Tua is that moment where he was sitting there calling his family on the phone after the game, after his first just playing in the game. The kid loves the game of football. There's certain things that aren't measured in the stats and evaluated at the combine, and that's why I would start transitioning into the Tua era because I think he's good for the culture.
I think you have to if you're them. I think the thing with Tua is he might not be as explosive as Fitzpatrick can be right now, but he's not going to also lose you the game like Fitzpatrick will when he throws 4 interceptions in a quarter or something. Yeah. So they got to keep rolling with Tua. Yeah. If he's healthy, I heard I saw something today. He's got some sort of injury they're a little worried about. It might be like I never even heard of it. It was like a UCL tear. What does that mean?
That's one of those. I have no idea. And that's one of those instances where you're battling it out. You're battling it out for a playoff spot. You don't know what to do. So I mean, that's a rough spot to be.
Look, Rich Eisen says it all the time, guys. You got to know if Ryan Fitzpatrick is sitting on your bench, your starter is going down sometime. It always happens. Every single time he's getting back in.
He's getting in
That's
there,
my guy. Love me some Fitzmagic.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, man. All right, so last question we got for her. Well, last couple of questions. What's up with your Browns, man? Are they the real deal? Should we take them for real this year?
Okay, so I'm indifferent. I told myself at the beginning of this year I was going to give myself until week 8 and see where they were at, and obviously they surpassed even my expectations for this year. Mm-hmm. The issue is they've done it against people that are no talent. I mean, the teams that they've beaten, and I know you're a Cowboys fan, but realistically in a down year.
They stink. No, they stink.
The NFC East, right? The NFC East doesn't deserve a playoff bid.
No.
And that's the division that they were granted to play in the NFC, and they've taken advantage of teams that are in their off years. Now, mind you, though, these are the games that the Browns would have lost 2 years ago, even a year ago. I would tell you 100% they're going down to Dallas no matter where Dallas is at, they would have lost that game. And that's just where Cleveland has been as an organization. To take them for real, I need to see it this weekend. This weekend, obviously, is the game of the week. So I'm so excited for that because it's the Titans, number 1 rushing attack in the Browns, and number 2 rushing attack in the Titans. Both have top 15 defenses against the run. They're both bottom tier against the pass. So we might see a little bit of Baker Mayfield and Ryan Tannehill. But the Browns, are they for real? They have a lot of issues that need to be addressed. One of them mainly is their quarterback, because I don't think moving forward he's a long-term guy for them. But I think that he's able to manage the game and get it done for us. And this year being what it is, get them into the playoffs. So I would take them for real in the sense of, are they a playoff team? Yes, they're going to get into the playoffs. Are they beyond a first round or second round, or maybe even like a Tennessee Titans team last year? I'm not seeing that yet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So you don't think that Baker, I mean, it's kind of become clear over the course of this season and even in last year too, like he's just clearly it's not the guy you're hoping for. I mean, better than other past quarterbacks, you can argue, right? Like, but just not, you guys still don't have the guy. And
no. And I think he's actually I think I saw a stat the other day that he's actually the first quarterback to play 40 games in the the new era, the 1999 era. Is he, I think Cleveland's going to fall in love with him and end up paying him, because he's going to take them to the promised land of the playoffs. And if they beat Pittsburgh the last game of the week or last game of the year, people are going to be riding high on Baker Mayfield. Does he deserve the 20 to 25 million? No. We could get this type of play from absolutely like Case Keenum, I think, even on the bench to do what he's doing. So
we'll see. Are you saying now we will see Baker Mayfield's name at the very bottom of that Ty Dempster jersey, right? Isn't it? Or is it Couch? I can't remember.
Oh, it's I believe it starts with Couch. Yeah,
Couch. It's Couch. And then there's like 36 quarterbacks. Yeah.
It's depending upon what they get for him. Because if I could get him for in between 15 to 18 million dollars a year and be able to still pay Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and keep these guys all together, yes, I'll keep them.
I mean, I think the line on that if he makes an AFC championship game during his time there, he can't go on that jersey. I think if he makes it at least to one of those.
That's a big difference.
Even the playoffs, really.
If that happens in this era and where they were.
Yeah.
That would have to happen between this year and next year.
Yeah.
They might build a statue. He might, and that's not me. He might get about 20, 25. The reason why I don't like Baker guys, though, is simple. I mean, it's not about the commercials. It's more about the things that I've seen on.
Commercials are the best part about Baker.
Well, it really is. It's the only thing he does consistently. But he doesn't see the ball. He doesn't see the defense at the line of scrimmage. He never adjusts it. You see Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they're barking all the time, animated. Pat Mahomes, animated at that line of scrimmage, controlling it. You don't see that from Baker Mayfield. Defenses adjust. You don't see a word come out of him besides "it's fucking cute." Oh, it's weird when the Jaguars go over. But
we'll edit that out. Don't worry. Yeah,
he just doesn't have it.
Who do you, whether it's in the draft or whether it's in quarterbacks that could be available next year in free agency, if Baker's not going to be the guy, if Baker's asking for too much, or even if you guys make it to the playoffs and he's clearly the reason that you're not beating playoff teams, who would you like to see them go after next season?
Fitzpatrick. Either Fitzpatrick or, just get somebody else in there that's going to be another bridge. But I don't think they're going to get a spot in the draft that they're going to be able to get anybody that is worth it.
Well, if I ask you for 3 first-round draft picks and we give you Dak and we draft Justin Fields, are you okay with that? I don't want to do that, but just to play out your Justin Fields scenario.
I'll take Justin. Listen. And I will trade the farm for Justin Fields. So any offer involving Justin Fields in it, I'm trading the farm.
All right.
There you go.
So we keep Dak, and you in Ohio. Yeah. You trade up to our spot, which will be 3, and there we go. We have a deal.
I'll trade the farm.
All right. I like this. It's working out well. So the last thing that I have, and Paul, if you got anything else too, I see we got the timer at 9 minutes here. The rest of your NFC North division, we don't even talk about the Bengals. Joey Burrow's hurt. They're irrelevant. The Steelers, are they Do they deserve to be an undefeated football team? Are they real? Are they the best team in the AFC?
There's obviously a lot. You want to talk about asterisks. There's also obviously a lot on the 11 games that the Steelers have played. Yeah. Do they deserve it? Ultimately, they are a very complete team. Their defense is stout. Ben Roethlisberger has been playing great, and it's the NFL. Do I think that they are the best 11-0 team that we've ever seen? Not even a chance. Do I think they're even the best team in the NFL right now? No. They tend to play. They play down to their level of competition. We're going to see really a lot about them this upcoming week. I believe they're playing the Bills in Buffalo. Mm-hmm. That's on their schedule coming up. They also got the Colts, and they come to Cleveland. Mm-hmm. So I'm anxious to see what Pittsburgh is made of because there's a bunch of asterisks next to their names.
Yeah. I don't know how you could say, like, I haven't checked the power rankings, but I mean, clearly you would have to take the Chiefs as the best team in football.
Oh yeah, my power rankings, obviously, I have the Chiefs number 1, Steelers number 2, and the Saints right behind them because I think they're a complete team.
Yeah.
Number 4, the Packers. 5, Seahawks are starting to turn up, and everybody likes DK Metcalf.
Love DK Metcalf. That's a man right there.
He's a man. He's a man amongst boys, man. And then you got Buffalo Bills at 6. 7 would be probably the Titans. 8, I'd go Rams. 9, Buccaneers, and 10, Browns.
Well, right. Sticking on the Buccaneers, since that's my side piece team. What do you think? I mean, obviously, seen some struggles out of them of late. Brady, Arians, maybe feuding down there in Tampa. What do you think's going on? Like, you think that is not the match made in heaven that maybe people originally thought?
I feel like there wasn't a conversation. There wasn't a plan when they got together to move forward on this because it should be common sense. Why are you throwing the ball 30 yards downfield with a 40-year-old quarterback? The style and the scheme of the offense is completely whacked out of their minds.
Yeah.
They need to sit down and have a conversation because they're going to get bounced in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why I keep them in the top 10 for the power rankings is in hope that Tom Brady and Bruce Arians, both complete veterans of the game, sit down and have a conversation of what the plan is moving forward. They haven't been able to utilize and incorporate Antonio Brown in any type of fashion that is worth a damn.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, he's your best threat so far. The run game hasn't been too bad, and the defense has been lacking to show up from what we've seen previously in the first couple weeks. But that's the biggest thing moving forward. To be a true contender, they need to have a conversation, that maturity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, Brady's already got, what is it like? I saw something that it might be that stadium's cursed because I mean I don't even remember the last time Brady threw 12 interceptions in a season, and he's thrown like most of them at home, and then Jameis threw like 30 picks last year there. So maybe it's yeah.
It's the scheme. It's the scheme. The downfield threat continuously. They throw the ball deep more than I've ever seen Tom Brady throw the ball deep in any Bill Belichick system.
Yeah.
Bruce Arians wants to run his way. They need to run it the Tom Brady way. Build around him.
It's funny because I feel like Brady has probably wanted to somewhat play like this for years, but like Belichick was like, dude, you don't have
you don't have
an arm anymore.
We're
not doing that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not built. You're not there.
You don't have the capacities for that. Yeah.
How frustrating does it have to be as a Bucs fan to have the running game potential with Fournette, with Jones, and they're rushing anywhere between 1 to 12 times a game? Like, that's ridiculous.
Makes no sense. No sense. You would think that now you see why Todd Gurley didn't sign there because that was going to happen that was looking like it was going to happen in the offseason. Good thing he didn't because he would die a miserable running back death like we're seeing Leonard Fournette over there. But they have the opportunities. They have the pieces. I'm obviously anxious to see what Tom Brady does in the playoffs in the NFC. But I don't see them getting by the Saints or the Packers, who are just –
Packers are real.
The Saints defense.
They've come alive for sure.
Because there's such a lack in defense in the NFL and college football. The defense is the biggest thing that I've noticed. So,
yeah, I'm in Dallas. I haven't seen defense in a couple of years now, so I don't even know what it looks like.
I don't know what that is.
Even know what that is. What does that mean? Right. I mean, you got anything else for him, Paul?
Oh, no, not too much. Hey, Mike, we really appreciate you, coming on the show, man.
Tell us what you got going on. Yeah. What's your show about? Where can they find it?
Check it out. Check out my show. It's Snapbacks and Bowties. That's on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and TuneIn. Follow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at SAB Podcast Show. And you can get all your good sports content there and listen to my crazy ass rants.
Sounds like a good time. If we ever show up on your show, I promise I will wear a snapback and a bow tie for you.
Yes. Listen, I like the cowboy hat. The cowboy hat is fun. I was thinking about doing the glasses for you too before I came on, because I was like, I know you wear your glasses.
It's mandatory. Yeah. Usually you have to wear some form. There we go.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Now you're right broing. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we do it. But
all right, guys.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you.
Yeah,
I appreciate you guys. Keep it up, and I enjoyed my time. Thank you.
All right, hey, you have a good one.
Go Browns.
Go Browns. Later.
All right, peace out.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Paul, before we let them go, do you got any closing thoughts? Anything you want to say?
Closing thoughts? No, great episode. It was great to have Mike on again, man. I think we're gonna.
Let's start getting more people on.
Yeah, we're gonna incorporate some more guest appearances.
We know you guys love hearing us, but we like to get some other people, some fresh blood in here, and Mike's part of the homies, so
the Full Sail family, dude.
The Full Sail fam #FSM. But before I go on that rant, and we'll let you guys know when we have more people. But we're gonna wrap this episode of Bush League Bros Sports Talk up. I'm Brett Batchelder. That's Pauliakis. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.
Peace.